Holy shit, Martin. That's the other building. That's terrorists.
Other building?
That's terrorists, bro. That's fucking terrorists.
They are trying to find out the facts just as we are.
And
right now, they don't have any.
And as you noted, Jim, this has been a target before. Back on February 26, 93, a terrorist act at the World Trade Center killed 6 and injured more than 1,000 others.
Holy fuck! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God! Holy shit! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh my God!
Good morning. Air Jordan is taxiing for takeoff. Legendary basketball great Michael Jordan is getting ready to return to the game he loves today, Tuesday, September 11th, 2001.
From NBC News, this is Today with Katie Couric and Matt Lauer. Live from Studio 1A in Rockefeller Plaza.
And good morning. Welcome to Today on a Tuesday morning. I'm Matt Lauer.
And I'm Katie Couric. What's that Dolly Parton song? Here we go again.
In the news this morning, for the second time in 2 weeks, the U.S. has lost a spy plane over southern Iraq. Iraq said today that it claimed that it shot the plane down near the town of Basra. The U.S. says only that it has lost communications with the unmanned Predator spy plane, but that it does not know why.
On Close-Up this morning, the sputtering economy. Members of Congress are asking President Bush to do more to turn things around. NBC's David Gregory is traveling with the president. He's in Longboat Key, Florida this morning. David, good morning to you.
Good morning, Matt. The president's in the middle of a two-day swing here in Florida to promote his education plan, which is stuck in Congress. But as you mentioned, with the economy slide, his advisors know such initiatives are attracting little attention.
In Jacksonville Monday, the president dodged questions about whether more tax cuts are necessary to arrest the economy's fall.
So concerned is the president about appearing in command of an economic recovery. Aides say he will speak about the downturn almost every day, even as his economic advisors anxiously wait for the turnaround they insist is coming soon.
We're at an unacceptably slow growth rate, Matt. Let me tell you, there's other things that can be done that he's already presented to Congress. One is pass the president's national energy plan. I mean, he presented that to Congress. We need to bring energy prices down in this country. That will help stimulate growth. That will stimulate more jobs. That will put more disposable income in the hands of the American people. Congress needs to pass trade promotion authority for the president. He's asked for that. As I talk to businesses all across America, they all tell me that their future growth is outside the borders of the United States.
How worried are they about the economy in the Bush administration?
One of George Bush's closest friend in Congress, Congressman Roy Blunt, the other day, Katie, said there's absolute terror, quote unquote, amongst Republicans in Congress. They are all running for re-election on the House side in 2002. They are panicked. As of now, as of this morning, they have decided to go for an across-the-board cut. And what will happen is, for George Bush's promise and big increases in education and defense will not happen. They'll set aside Social Security and Medicare, but every other program area will be cut unless it's specifically exempt. If they set aside Social Security, Medicare, defense, some of those programs, then the cuts could be as large as 5% across the board in every other program, according to Democrats. Veterans benefits, environmental programs. This could get very loud and very ugly. The notion of giving a big tax cut with big increases in defense, big increases in education, and locking up Social Security cannot happen in the current economic climate, and both parties are trying to work their way out of it. The Democrats are content to sit back and say, Mr. President, it's your budget, your tax cut, your economy, your move.
This is a News 4 Today news break.
Beautiful bright sunshine out there this morning as we look at Dulles Airport. 8:25 is the time, 67 degrees.
Before we go, Harry, I want to ask you quickly about the World Conference Against Racism that was held last week in South Africa. You attended on behalf of UNICEF. You criticized the United States for pulling out when both the U.S. and Israel withdrew over condemnations of Israel. Disappointed with the United States about that, aren't you?
Yes, because I believe that the world is really in need of compassion, and the world is really in need of voices that will come to the table with reason and lead people to a new level of thinking. And the United States, which dominates so much of the world order, I believe has a responsibility to lead the world to a new level of thought, or at least open up debate so that new information can come into the discourse, so we may be able to shape policies that are a little bit richer than the policies we've been applying all along, that doesn't seem to be taking us out of the abyss of violence, killing, anger, rage, and I think we should be less arrogant about how we use our resources.
Obviously, delegates left with sort of instructions on how to improve the situation in their respective countries. But do you think this conference will really have an impact on the average person in the world in terms of racism, intolerance, etc.?
Yes, I do. I believe it'll be a while before a lot of the resonance from this gets into the mainstream experience. But it's a beginning, and remarkable men and women from all over the world of enormous intelligence sat at the table and debated issues that were most volatile. And I think conclusions were reached that will set a platform for future encounter.
Well, let's hope so. Harry Belafonte, as I said, it's a thrill to be with you. Thanks so much for coming in, and best of luck with your project. The anthology, once again, is called The Long Road to Freedom.
Thank you, Katie.
Looks wonderful. Up next, a new look at billionaire Howard Hughes. But first, this is Today on NBC.
Every kid's got the same problem. Our moms are too busy for lunch, so they want something quick, right? Right. And they say it has to taste good, right? They said right. What are they thinking? I don't have the strength for this.
Betty Crocker thinks lunch should taste great, and delicious Bon Appetits do. Add water, microwave, and in minutes, a rich, creamy pasta Alfredo, or a savory herb chicken vegetable rice. Delicious Betty Crocker Bon Appetit lunch bowls.
Thank goodness for Betty Crocker, whoever she is.
I have got to interrupt you right now.
Sorry.
Richard Hack, thank you very much. We appreciate the book is called Hughes. We want to go live right now and show you a picture of the World Trade Center where I understand, do we have it? No, we do not. We have a breaking story, though. We're going to come back with that in just a moment. We're back with dramatic pictures of an accident that has happened just a short time ago. You're looking at the World Trade Center in Lower Manhattan, where just a few minutes ago we're told that a plane, some reports are that it was a small commuter plane, crashed into the upper floors of one of the Twin Towers. You can see fire and flames or smoke billowing from that tower. There is a gaping hole on the north side of the building. That's the side you're seeing to the left-hand side of your screen right now, and other damage to the west side of that building, which is to the right side of your screen. This, of course, happened just before the morning commute, before people were heading into their offices, and while I'm sure some people were already at work, immediately there's speculation or cause for concern. This is the World Trade Center that was the center of a terrorist bombing some years ago. So the questions have to be asked, was this purely an accident, or could this have been an intentional act? But either way, extensive damage has been done to this building.
And of course, this is real cause for concern because the World Trade Center is one of the busiest office buildings here in New York with hundreds, perhaps thousands of workers. It is completely impossible to understand why this is happening and to figure out what in the world is going on.
This does seem to be surreal, but in fact it is real.
Very haunting description that Bob Kerr just gave of that low-flying aircraft near the White House, and one can only wonder if that was something that ultimately ended up in the Pentagon.
We just saw a live picture of what seemed to be a portion of the building falling away. Something major just happened at that building.